how should Knicks fans feel about Phil Jackson giving advice to Laker head coach Luke Walton? All right, let me read you the story, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. This is from Mark Berman of the New York Times. Luke Walton said, I've definitely reached out to him about different things. Walton said this at Staples Center before the Knicks beat the Lakers 117-112 on Sunday night. Oh, how to coach, Walton said, only half facetiously. When I call him now, instead of random check-ins about specific things, I try and get his opinion on how he thinks I should handle something, or getting better at certain things, or just picking his brain. So far, he's batting 100%. Walton, whose Lakers are 10-15 entering Sunday. Of course, they play tonight in Brooklyn. Walton said, obviously, you consider any job. The Knicks are one of the big-time franchises in this league. Where I was at the time, still being in the playoffs with the Warriors, there was never any detailed, let's have a conversation and talk about it, obviously. I'd love to go to dinner with Phil. I'd change my whole schedule for it. So what's the question from Brandon? How should Knicks fans feel about their, well, I think one, it shows that what he said about LeBron is simply like, look, he has a philosophy in how you deal with coaching stars, coaching big personalities. It differs from that of Pat Riley. It differs from that of Steve Kerr. It differs from that of Greg Popovich. Like, he has his own style. It's been successful. But he should be fine with it. He obviously is not giving them tips on how to beat the Knicks. They didn't beat the Knicks. They play them twice a year. And there's a certain relationship between what happened in Wake Forest and Louisville and what happened with the Knicks, what happens with Phil Jackson and with Luke Walton. Okay, so let me kind of compare and contrast the two stories for a second. Okay, so this guy, Tommy Elrod, is a former Wake Forest quarterback, assistant coach, now broadcaster. So he leaked information to Louisville's offensive coordinator, but they've been longtime friends. Longtime friends. So is that the same as Phil Jackson sharing sage wisdom with his former player who he's a mentor for? The answer is no. I would guess that Luke Walton probably has those same conversations with Steve Kerr, who's in his division, who they compete against. How would you handle this different situation? Plus, Phil knows the Lakers and L.A. and the media and the front office way better, and his girlfriend way better than Luke Walton or Steve Kerr or Greg Popovich or anybody else ever could. I would have a bigger problem if he wasn't getting the advice of Phil Jackson. Like, no, I can't talk to him because he's running the Knicks. Like, no, I want somebody who asks as many questions as possible. Inquisitive people ask questions. Right? Like, that's the part about, you heard the Donald Trump saying he doesn't need to be updated every day on national security information. Now, there is some precedence with other presidents, even President Obama, not being updated every day. But it's his insistence that he knows as much as he needs to know. Like, I want somebody who wants to just be a sponge, especially when you're 36. Smart people know enough to know what they don't know. And Luke Walton knows enough to know, like, I don't know everything. That dude is a lot more than me. He played on a championship team with the Knicks. He coached 2 CBA championship teams. He won 11 NBA titles. And 5 of those NBA titles were at the job I currently sit at, of course, and for the Knicks. And I have access to them. Dude, people have dinner all the time. I get together with friends from ESPN and Fox, right? Technically, we're competing in the radio ratings, war or whatever. Share different ideas. I have a really, really good friend who I listen to his show. And when he asks, I volunteer information. I didn't like that. I like that. Because the only person that can really tell you the truth is a friend, because you're not going to hurt your friendship. You only hurt your friendship if you lied to him. And if you're a Knicks fan, why wouldn't you? Why would you be bothered by him advising the head coach of the Lakers? You're doing the same for the Knicks. But this is how it relates to Wake Forest and Louisville. Do programs share information about common opponents? Yep. They're not supposed to do it within the league, but it does happen. I've never seen it happen where a guy, is a mole or gives plays or sets or formations or anything, personnel stuff, injuries, to his own program, one that he played for, coached for, and now is a broadcaster for. Like, I've never seen anything like that before in my life. I'm sure it's happened. You get that bitter divorcee. Man, that's dirty.